Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to Build at Home. I'm Ricky Camilleri. I'm joined right now by Ronen Rubenstein, one of the stars of 911 Lone Star on Fox. We're going to talk all about the show. Before we do, as per usual, I'd like to throw this out before the interview, which is that kids in need have missed up to 234 million school meals due to the coronavirus closing schools across the country. If you would like to help, if you would find a way to volunteer or donate money so we can get kids the meals that they need, please go to nokidhungry.org and you can donate. You can read all about it. Ronen, thank you so much for being here. How are you holding up? You're in Los Angeles. How are you holding up out there?
Well, thank you for having me. It's weird. It's like in such a busy city for it to all of a sudden become empty, like on the streets, and um, anywhere you go, you can sort of feel this like tension in the air, and it's definitely bizarre. It does feel like a ghost town in some areas. I
Yeah.
live close to like Sunset Boulevard, and all Sunset Boulevard is closed, and it's just something that no one has ever seen. And it's just at least I like to look at the bright side of things, and it does show that people are staying inside and are listening, and are trying to really just ride this out, and that's sort of the only way we're going to slow this down. So I'm glad that that's happening at least.
How are you staying sane while staying home and locking yourself inside?
Oh man, the first week was weird. The first week was just a lot of stress and a lot of sort of feeling like you can't really do much right now, especially
Mhm.
because some people are suffering. And I have a lot of friends back home in New York who are nurses and are on the front
Oof.
line.
Wow.
Um, so to talk to them and to hear their stories the first week was just like it was a bit much. But then I sort of found a way to like develop like a routine. There's a lot of puzzling been going on. Have some really exciting Legos coming in that I'm. It's sort of like I'm sort of reverting back to being a child again, and a lot of cooking, and yeah, just trying to take as many walks as possible, and trying to find areas that are sort of empty-ish, even though you can't really find many right now. Um, so yeah, watching a lot of TV, trying to stay connected with people that I care about, and then honestly, dude, I'm so grateful for like Instagram and Twitter right now because it's I have talked to people from all over the world, and they share their stories with me from Italy, from China, from Spain, from France, and even obviously in our country. And just to be able to like chat with them or make them smile or make them laugh or send them a video or send them like a. I've been doing a lot of Instagram lives, and people have been reaching out that that's really helping, even if it's just like for an hour a week. So I'm just trying to do as much as I can, man.
Do you feel like you're reconnecting with people from your life that you weren't necessarily connected with anymore, and everyone is kind of checking in, and you're like, oh yeah, you, I didn't even know we were friends anymore, and of course, how are you?
No, yeah, I have a really close group of people, and we've always been close. The only thing is now we can't physically see each other, and that's been sort of rough. I'm crazy. I'm craving physical interaction and hanging out with my friends, and just be able to give a hug to someone. So that's
Yeah.
a little strange, and again, thank God we have FaceTime and what we're on right now and stuff like that. But it's definitely, I definitely enjoy physical interaction. So it's been weird.
Have you checked in with your castmates from Lone Star to see how they're doing?
Yeah, we've had a group chat for since we started shooting. Um, Luckily, all of them are doing really well, and they're mostly of them are still in LA. I know a couple of them live in New York, but they stayed here. Um, and yeah, they're fine. Again, it's just weird. It's all just a little strange, and no one has seen it before. No one really, you can't really be super prepared for this. So
Yeah. So tell me about 911 Lone Star and getting involved in this show. How did that happen? Was it just an audition, or what was the process like for you to get this character?
it was just a basic audition in like, oh man, maybe June or July. And then I didn't hear anything for like 4 weeks. And then 4 weeks later, I get a call that they want to test me for the role of TK. And then literally 2 days later, I get another email. They're like, Rob Lowe wants the chemistry read with you. And I was just like, what is going on? So it took a while, and then it happened really quick. And then before I
What
know,
does a chemistry read with Rob Lowe look like, feel like, sound like? How does that happen?
probably the way you would imagine it. It's he's a big character. So it was a little intimidating at first. I'm like, holy shit, this is Rob Lowe. And then we sort of just like sat down and talked. And then I was like, oh wow, you're just like a normal, really cool dude. He's an amazing father. He cares about his family. It's like family first. And then we got to sort of talk about the work and about the scenes. And then I sort of was able to relax and just be like, okay, this might be my future co-star slash dad. So let's just do the best that I can. And then we killed the chemistry read, and we started doing like push-ups in the middle of it. And we started nerding out about like Tom Brady, and I was just like, immediately I was like, okay, there's some legit chemistry here.
How many push-ups can Rob Lowe do?
He's a fit dude. I mean, he looks amazing for his age. He could do a lot. I mean, we were keeping up for sure. He could do like 50 for easy.
50 straight?
Yeah.
That's pretty hard. 50 straight push-ups is pretty hard. I think I max out at around like 25, 30. That's where I hit it.
If you see in the show, he's in amazing shape, and he has some epic pecs. So I think that's from a lot of.
So tell me about how TK has developed over the course of the season. You guys just wrapped up the first season, or was that the mid-season? That was the season finale, right? Or was it mid-season?
No, that was season finale, yeah.
Season finale. So tell me about how TK has developed over the course of this season.
Oh, man. I mean, it's been a massive roller coaster ride for TK. I mean, literally within the first 5 minutes of the show, we see him possibly propose to the love of his life, and then that leads to an overdose, and then it leads to packing everything up and moving to a completely new state. So within the first episode, there's already so much happening, and then throughout the season, there's all these waves of like dealing with his father's cancer and dealing with his own stuff and dealing with his own super recent trauma with the heartbreak and the overdose. And finally, as he's sort of getting used to Austin and the new firehouse and the people around him, and it seems like his dad is getting a little better, he goes and gets shot by a kid. Right. And then we have to finish off the season with that, and then it ends with this like pretty much like an existential crisis. He doesn't know if this is what he wants to do. He doesn't know if this was ever something he really wanted to do. He realizes that he only really became a firefighter to become closer with his father. And then in episode 10, he's given a situation where it is what he's supposed to do. It's in his blood. It's his instinct is to save people and to take care of people. So it's been a crazy journey for TK, and it's been amazing to play. It's sort of my favorite characters to watch. These like really, really layered people,
So I just watched episode 10, and forgive me, maybe I turned my head at one moment, but what exactly caused the electric pole and everything and all of the magnets to go out of whack and everything to be operating without even being plugged in?
It was a solar flare.
Solar flare?
Yeah. So there was a gnarly one in the 2000s, I believe in either Australia or Canada.
Wow.
And yeah, if solar flare happens, it is insane. It sort of is like Armageddon. Everything electrical goes bonkers. And they depicted it in a really good way. That's sort of what it would look like. It's just complete mayhem, especially now when we're solely based on electric and that kind of technology. It would not be pretty, that's for sure.
When you get a script for an episode, how much research do you feel like you have to do, or is it fairly in the script, and since it's an emotional journey for your character primarily, you can kind of focus on just what he has to do scene by scene.
Yeah, I sort of leave everything else up to the writers and the creative people. I just focus on my stuff, and you know, even sometimes I like to not see, especially when I was in the hospital, I didn't read the emergencies that the rest of the crew went out on because I wanted to see it for the first time on TV, and to actually be surprised and to actually watch it as a fan because I've quickly become a fan of the show. Um, and yeah, I just sort of focus on TK's storyline because there's so much to play there and so much to keep in the back of my mind as an actor for him.
You're a director too, right?
I mean, I would love to one day. Yeah, when I was younger, I wrote a short film and somehow raised enough money to shoot it and had like a 40-person crew, and we shot.
How did that go?
It was amazing. You know, it's something that I still keep very close to my heart, and I would love to develop it eventually as a feature. But I think that was some of the largest learning experiences I've ever had in my life. Just to sort of navigate all those people and to see what every single person's job is, and to be able to see everything from behind the camera and in front of the camera. I think it just raised my awareness and appreciation for everything that goes into the process of filmmaking. And you know, I think I was like 17 or something. It really showed me that like it is the largest team effort I think in any art form out there, and every single person is crucial to the overall product. So that was insane, especially at that age. I don't think I realized what I was actually getting myself into.
How old were you when you started acting professionally?
Professionally, I think I was 18. 18, I did my first feature, which was It Felt Like Love. And then again, it was like a tiny indie that was made for, I think, like $100-something thousand, and didn't think anything of it. And then the next year we got accepted into Sundance, and it became like a really big hit there. And I got thrown into Sundance and this whole industry that I had no idea about. And I was like, wow, this is actually happening. This is real. And again, that was just another moment of like, wow, this is so much, you know?
So before you even acted professionally, you raised money for a 40-person crew to make a short film?
Yeah, I thought that would be a good way to, you know, sort of sink my teeth into it. It's a bit of an extreme approach, but yeah, it's something that I would definitely want to do. And you know, I respect actors so much that can do both. And yeah, hopefully one day I would love to do that.
Outside of 911 Lonestar, what else is coming up for you? You've got a feature in the mix coming out soon, right?
Yeah. Yes, I have a feature called Follow Me. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a social media thriller, and it's sort of ask the question of like, what do we live our digital lives for, right? Are we doing it actually for ourselves to make people feel good, or is it an attention or ego or vanity type like situation? And it's all of that is sunken into this really, really fun thriller with Keegan Allen and Colin Roden. He's like this huge social media sort of connoisseur adventure kid that like records all of his adventures and goes all over the world and does the craziest stuff. And then his friends surprise him with a birthday gift, and they bring him to an escape room in Russia. And that's where my character comes in, and I sort of host them and bring them into this. It's apparently like the most difficult escape room in the world, and it becomes a crazy movie, insanity.
Is your character Russian?
Yeah, he's very Russian, and
So you do a Russian accent?
Yeah, I do a Russian accent. It's actually my first language, so.
Oh wow!
It was my first.
That was easy.
it was pretty easy. I got to say the accent was sort of the hardest thing that I was wrestling with, of like, how do you make it not like the stereotypical accent that we see on TV? And, you know, I sort of just like would talk to my dad on the phone for a very long time and just try to study his accent. And we sort of found like a really nice middle ground. Yeah, I got to speak tons of Russian in it, and it's a crazy movie. It's supposed to be released in August. Obviously, whatever
We'll see.
happens
Yeah.
in the world. But yeah, I'm super excited about that one and really proud of it.
Amazing. Well, congrats on 911 Lone Star,
Thanks, man.
Ronen, and I look forward to seeing Follow Me. And dude, stay safe, stay
Yeah.
healthy,
Too.
stay sane. Enjoy as much television as possible and as much board games and Legos. Good luck with. What is the Lego set that you're getting in?
It's funny enough, it's a fire department Lego set.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck on your. Oh, go ahead.
I hope to plug it into a scene hopefully next season. So we'll see.
Oh, okay. So there's a con going on here. There's a long game that you've got going.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be like an Easter egg.
Well, Ronen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, man.
You too. See ya.
Take care.